we get all festive. We send our cards. We buy all the Christmas presents. We gather round for a family occasion, and then we get on one another's nerves. And you find that in January, everyone's heading for well, not everyone, but a lot of people suddenly think, right, enough's enough. Heading for the divorce courts. So why is it then that January is a peak season for divorce? Let's talk to my next guest, top divorce lawyer at Britton and Time Solicitors in Brighton. He says he has seen a significant increase in divorce clients coming through his doors at this time of year as the filing of post-Christmas divorce petitions increase. Paul joins me on the line. This is quite sad, isn't it, Paul? We go through all that palaver trying to create a magical family Christmas, and then we decide we don't like each other in January.
Yeah, it's good morning, Sarah. I love how we've gone from Christmas cards to the breakup of a family and unwrapping the discontent that happens over the festive periods. Yes, January for divorce lawyers, January and February seems to be our most popular months when people are taking legal services in our family department. And, it ranges from various things. Financial stresses seem to be the largest proportion of clients coming through the doors at the moment, particularly in 2023. Obviously in 2020-21 we had coronavirus and the lockdowns and the pressures from that, but now it does seem to be cost of living crisis, interest rates, particularly on mortgages. As people start to renew their mortgages, they're finding out that there actually isn't as much money as there was before to go around, and divorce is on the horizon for them.
Yeah, I suppose I'm saying it's a negative thing, but actually, in some ways, divorce doesn't have to be negative. You get to the new year and you start to reappraise your life, and you think, well, maybe this marriage isn't for me. But divorce doesn't have to be aggressive, does it? People can divorce in a pleasant way and remain friends. Or am I being unrealistic there?
No, that's true. New Year's resolutions and reflection on the year is quite natural at this time of year. And that then plays into just a delayed decision to start getting on with it. And it's not uncommon just to see clients or couples come to us and say, this Christmas was the last Christmas together and we now need to get on with it. And they can no longer spend more time together. So I always separate family tensions from increased time together. They're kind of separate reasons. Sometimes it can be the in-laws that have come round and you just can't see them for another Christmas, or it's on the whole, quality time together tends to strengthen a relationship, but when the ship has sailed, that increased time together kind of brings about that reality that we're not so compatible anymore, and the kids may have grown up a little bit. Some couples stay together because for the children and for that family unit, but once they reach mostly early teens, mid-teens, and certainly late teens, it's now time to say goodbye.
Is it very quiet now then when it comes to divorces? So are people sort of lured into that world thinking we'll stay together? That's what I thought, because people think I can't do it now. Got to stay together. No. Maybe people are sort of delaying it a little bit and staying together for the sake of the children. And
it is. But remember, it is less aggressive now, because before April, we had to have one of the 5 reasons to divorce. Now, what couples can do, and actually sometimes when I have consultations now with clients, it's still quite a surprise to them that they don't have to have a reason. You don't have to have a reason. You just sign a statement saying that we are unhappy, or I am unhappy, and we want to divorce. So that's taken all of the confrontation out of it. Because before, people would either claim they've been abandoned or unreasonable behavior, or dare I say infidelity, but now they don't have to do that. And some people don't like being on the receiving end of allegations or accusations that make them feel like they were the bad party, whereas now it's much more pleasant, amicable to divorce, and certainly less stressful, straightforward, and that has a knock-on effect to cost as well. To get a divorce, and I'm not talking about the financial dispute, that is always a little bit more expensive, but the mere paperwork, you can get it now for £300-400 on a fixed fee with lawyers.
So That's a big help, especially when, you know, people are splitting finances and homes, and that is hugely stressful. I just, you know, it's a lot of people say, because you're talking about the fact that with no fault divorce, it means you don't have all these accusations flinging around. But sometimes I get texts and emails from my listeners saying, well, it should be hard to divorce because, you know, it means that we're not taking marriage so seriously. Is there a case that people will divorce because it's easier when actually they could stay together?
No, I don't think that's the case. You know, when clients come to us, it's even if it's amicable, even if it's agreed, even if it's been festering for years, it's still just not a pleasant process to go through. You know, what at one time they met, they fell in love, they had the best day of their life, and sometimes I guess people have lofty expectations of marriage and having a family, but in the modern world and the world that we live in, it does come with its fair share of stress, particularly over the last 4 or 5 years. And it didn't meet their expectations. It's always stressful. I can't think of any clients that have come to me with a big smile on their face saying, yeah, this is great, I'm getting divorced, can we just get on with it? And it does bog them down a bit, particularly the financial dispute that, you know, they've accumulated some wealth, they've bought a property, they go on good holidays, they've got children that they love, and now everything's got to be split and almost start again.
And for you then, can you ever truly relax over Christmas? Because you're busy there sort of counting the Christmas turkey and thinking, oh, it's all going to kick off when I go back to work. There's going to be piles of stuff sort of waiting and people calling and emails in.
No, look, good solicitors look for the silver lining. And when clients come to me and they're particularly stressed, one thing I'll say to them is they don't need to worry anymore, because I'm going to take all that stress out of it for them. I'm going to do all the work. I'm going to advise them. I'm going to get them the best result that we can possibly achieve for them. And they just don't need to worry anymore. They just need to give me the documents that I need, give me the instructions, reply to my emails, and anything else. If they don't want to talk to the other party, they don't need to talk to the other party. But I take great professional pride in my work and satisfaction in taking that stress out of the litigation for them.
Well, we might well have to get you back in January to talk about this. We're exactly.
January,
well, I expect you will. Yeah, we're exactly a month away from Christmas Eve. Have a wonderful Christmas, Paul. Always good to have you on the programme. Thank you so much for joining us, Paul Britton. There, I'd love to hear from you. Then, were you one of those? It's a statistic, isn't it? People divorcing post Christmas. Did it all get to? What are the stresses of Christmas? We're bombarded with family images. But it's all about, you know, the arguments about who spends what Christmas with whose family, everyone together, getting on one another's nerves. What are the Christmas tensions as opposed to the positives in Christmas? I would love to hear from you.